watching sports this morning on China's television. I'm Cecilia Amorbe. Coming up on the program, it's another draw for Nigeria and Mexico as the international friendly played in Atlanta did not produce any goal. And Tamuno Danagogo is Nigeria's sports minister as journalists expect him to exceed the performance of Malam Bolaji Abdullahi. Now, he served as national team coach in different capacity, and now Ayo Bakari has been appointed as the technical director of the Nigerian Basketball Federation. And also on the program, Tiger Woods, he is in danger of losing number one spot as he defends the WGC Cadillac Crown in Dora Resort. Of course, he has won 7 titles. All these and more after this international friendly matches between South Africa and Brazil, and also the one between Belgium and Cote d'Ivoire, where Didier Drogba actually showed that he is still very much in form. Okay, now some of the international friendlies decided last night. Of course, Nigeria own ended goalless. I will start the show with a guest in the studio right now. And of course, he is the president of Nigerian Shooting Federation, and Wole-Madariola. I hope I got that right. Wole, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much, Cecilia.
It's good to have you on the show.
Thank you very much.
Shooting. Wow, I think when shooting, what comes to mind actually guns. That's the first thing that comes to mind when you mention this
it basically.
shooting. Now, what is this sport all about? Maybe you can explain to our viewers what it's all about. And of course, it's not just all about shooting.
Basically, I think it's just it became a sport because it is done out of duty. It came up because during the American Civil War in the 1860s, there was low performance among the rifle shooters and the soldiers. And so one of the generals came up with the idea of why can't they just use guns as sport, right? So that was how the first ring came up, and in New York, and from there it developed. And the UK picked it up. It featured in the first Olympic as the first sport with the first medal actually in the Olympics as well. Basically, what it has to do with is competitiveness, test of proficiency, accuracy, having the target thing, far away. Then you have a line of fire where the shooter stands, holds his weapon, try to fire at the target, try to get the highest point, either hitting the bull, the line and the target. So the higher you go, the
more you have your points.
Exactly, and calculate, but it must be done at a particular time.
Okay.
Yeah, so it is always time. There's a particular number of shots that is time. And you have variety of events.
Now, how long does it take for a particular shooter, to make the point he wants to make? Like 30 minutes, 1 hour?
It actually depends. It actually depends on the event.
Okay.
Right, because we've got.
Let's use international standard, like the Olympics or Commonwealth Games.
Say the Olympics. You've got altogether about 15 events that covers about 51 medals.
51 medals, yeah.
So the first one, which is the basic of shooting, is the air weapon, which people see mostly. You use it. That's the rifle. That's the pistol, where you use the air weapon, which is actually what the shooter starts with. They start with that, and the bullet for that is actually non-harmful but still dangerous.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Because
So you just have to be careful so that you don't.
The higher you go in the event,
the more points you get.
The higher you go in the event, the higher the caliber of the ammunition used, and the more dangerous the weapon being used. Exactly. Till you get to even weapons that uses the same caliber, like the AK-47. So that's what it is about.
Okay. Basically, 4 bronze medals from the African Championship
5.
in Cairo.
5.
Okay. Could we have done better for this?
Yes, we have that wonderful opportunity to perform better. But if you consider where shooting is coming from
in Nigeria,
in Nigeria, it's a security sport, right? It's the only sport you have to enlist as if you're going into the military. As if you're going to the military. It's meant for everybody, but it's not actually for anybody. Well, because you can just wake up and say, I want to be a shooter. You need to go through the screening, the vetting process. We've got the police, we've got the DSS people. So, what did you say?
Is it like a school for it?
Yes, because it's both a skill and a sport. Because while you're shooting, you're acquiring skill, you're honing your skill, and you're adding to what you've already learned on the field. So, you asked a question about having performed this fight, we could do better. Yes, we could have done better, but the point is, in 38 years, which is actually how old shooting is in Nigeria, we've never won more than 1 medal.
So this is the highest.
This is the highest, and if you consider why that was possible was because I came up with an idea, my team, that this team is going to be made up of everybody that has to do with shooting as on line of duty. So I took my shooters from the DSS, Directorate of State Security, which is the first time they're actually going. They have about 5 shooters in that team.
From there?
Yes, they have.
Did we have any from the Army?
Yes, we had from the Army,
the
2 from the Army, we had from the police, we had from the Navy, we have 1 ex-serviceman from the Navy.
How were they able to release them? Because this is really difficult.
That's very, very wonderful question, and that's might be able to help me further, because you have to write a release letter, you have to plead with the office of the service chief and say you need to release these people for us, for them to serve Nigeria. But why it was easier for us with the Directorate of State Service is because the DG himself believes so much in shooting, and he wants anything that will encourage his operatives to perform better in their job. So it was very easy for me. And but the army was actually easy again because the army people, we trained them for their military games as well. So they're familiar with it, and they were in charge before we took over.
For them to actually
so, but the service chiefs are quite cooperative. I mean, they honor the letters, they do all that.
Okay, final question is, shooting is one of the few sports that will be participating at the Commonwealth Games. Now, how were you people able to convince the minister, Malam Bolaji Abdullahi is out now, you have it, then I go right now. How were you able to convince him? Because there's so many sports that are not going for the Commonwealth Games, swimming and some other basic sports that everyone will feel will go. But shooting, when I heard the news at first, I was like, how did you guys, how was it done?
I think it was just God. It was more of an enlightenment thing. You know, people don't know about it, and, you know, people felt it's just there. It might be a restrictive sport, you know, it's restrictive, you know, security stuff, but it's actually the sport with the highest number of medals in the Olympics. 51. So naturally, when the presentation was made in the villa, Mr. President himself was actually interested. The former minister was actually interested, and they were like, look here, are you people like chasing one medal when you have one sport that can give you like 51 medals? So why can't you just ensure that this goes in for every time that Nigeria has international competition? So that's why we found ourselves. President Jonathan made it possible for us.
Okay, good. Thank God to him. Okay, finally, Commonwealth Games. What are you guys doing to ensure that at least out of that 51, if you can't get all of them, getting 10?
We're talking about 51 medals here, 51 medals, and you have about 150 countries competing. So, and
Nigeria can get 10, you know.
I won't say that is not possible, and I will say it's going to be quite easy. But all I would want to tell you is that if we have the same preparation, like there are countries that drink and eat shooting, right?
Yes.
They drink and eat shooting. It's a must for every law enforcement personnel. It's a must for. It's just like that. But Nigeria, you know, we're just starting. Now we went to Africa Championship and we came back with 5 medals. So if we come back from Commonwealth with about 2, 3 medals or 4 medals, don't kick us out.
Okay, well, no, we wouldn't. I think that would definitely be a plus, more medals for Nigeria. Thank you so much for being part
You're
of the
welcome,
show.
my dear Cecilia. Thank you very much.